guys, welcome to my channel Happy High Tarot. In today's pick a card reading, we will find out have you already met your future spouse or not. So you've got three options to choose from. Group 1, your card says connection and this is what it looks like. Group 2, your card is commitment and this is what it looks like. Group 3, your card is soulmates and this is what it looks like. So feel free to pause the video over here, meditate on all your options, pick whichever one calls out to you the most. You'll find the timestamps in the comment section as well as in the description box below. So make your choice and let's get started. Hi Group 1, so if you guys chose connection, first let's find out whether or not you've already met your future spouse. So the cards that came out for you are big happy changes and peaceful resolution. Alright, so with big happy changes over here in peaceful resolution, you have already met your future spouse. Alright, so if you are super single, you've never dated anyone, not hung up on anyone, not in a separation with anyone, not in a situationship with anyone, then this is in your group. Okay, because these guys, they've already met their future spouse. With peaceful resolution over here, you guys might not be talking to that person at the moment. Maybe there's some sort of argument or disagreement or possibly maybe even a separation that's going on right now. But because your very first card over here says big happy changes and then followed by peaceful resolution, whatever it is, it'll all get sorted out. Because the person in question is the one whom you will be getting married to. In fact, because it isn't just happy changes, it is big happy changes, I think the way that the situation unfolds, at the moment you might not even be able to think about it, dream about it. Whatever's going on between you guys right now, it might seem like a very, very distant possibility that something like this is even possible, that you both might ever, get a happy resolution and start talking to each other again. But it is all set to happen. And it might just unfold in a very, very grand manner, in the grand scheme of things, as they say. Okay, let's take a look at your oracles now. So the ones that came out for you are the Divine Masculine, Impasse, and Unfinished Symphony. Very interesting to note that the card that you guys chose for yourself, connection, has this string of musical notes going all around the couple. And then Unfinished Symphony too over here has a lot of musical notes. Maybe one of you is a musician, or you guys met while you guys were learning music together, or you were in some band together, or that you ever made a mixtape for them, or they ever made a mixtape for you. Anyway, Unfinished Symphony again is pretty much in line with the messages that we received for you guys earlier, that you have already met your future spouse, but the story at the moment is incomplete. There is a huge blockage over here with Impasse. And because we have the Divine Masculine taking the lead, it is quite possible that you guys might be on a twin flame journey, or if you do not want to go by that, if you do not believe in that, then, well, the Divine Masculine simply means that the person who is on your mind right now when I'm seeing all these things is your divine counterpart. But maybe they are the one who at the moment with Impasse over here aren't really, you can say, ready for it, or because I had peaceful resolution over here, so whatever this huge fight is that's happening between you guys, or whatever this disagreement or misunderstanding is, it seems like right now nobody is ready to get down from their horse and actually have a face-to-face discussion about the whole thing. It seems as if at any given point of time, one person always doesn't agree. Okay, so when they ask you to sit and talk it out, you say no. And then maybe when your anger fades away and you're like, okay, now I'm ready to talk, they're like, fuck you, now I'm not ready to talk now. So there is this push and pull that has been going on. And somewhere with Unfinished Symphony over here in Divine Masculine, I feel like the reason why this might be taking time, or the reason why it didn't work out when you guys were first together, is because there was still a lot of lessons to learn. If we do go by the twin flame theory also for your group, if you identify with that, then you would know that this journey in itself can teach you a lot. There's a lot to learn. There's a lot of room for growth. So that might be one of the holdups over here, that you guys just aren't in alignment at the moment. I can see with Unfinished Symphony that you do think and sit and ponder about this person or this connection sometimes, but maybe with Impasse over here, you might think to yourself that it's not possible. We're not even talking to each other. We can't even look each other in the eye. How the hell is a peaceful resolution going to happen? Now, I have to say one thing, Group 1. Because this is a general reading, I do not want to force any message on you, all right? If you absolutely have zero feelings for this person now, you really do not want to see their face again, and you're very happy maybe with someone else, or perhaps you've taken a break from dating or whatever it is, then that's your story, all right? So you don't have to force any message onto you. If, though, somewhere you do feel like it's just your ego saying that it's not possible and it's not possible, but in your heart of hearts, you know that there is still hope, and that you still do deeply care about this person, then know that the story, like I said, isn't over, and there will be a resolution between you guys. In fact, with Divine Masculine and Impasse, if this is the person, if your person is the one who's creating all these blockages, not talking to you, running away in the opposite direction, then they are the ones who are going to come out of this energy, and maybe that'll be the big happy change, because it's something that you were never expecting. Maybe you'd never even imagined in your wildest dreams that they will ever change themselves, or they will ever work upon themselves, improve themselves, but they did. Okay, let's take a look at your tarot cards now. So we have the Wheel of Fortune, Strength, and Ace of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles, firstly, of course, is a yes, that you have met your future spouse. The thing is, though, with Ace of Pentacles and Unfinished Symphony, I do feel like another incident, perhaps, that could have happened in your connection was that when they proposed to you, you might have said no. And then when you proposed to them, they might have said no. So I don't know who did it first, but as Unfinished Symphony is showing us, you guys were not on the same page in the past, all right? There was this alignment difficulty. But Wheel of Fortune, being your very first card, has made it abundantly clear that this is indeed a fated connection. This is a destined connection, all right? And that is why, because you guys are connected that way, because they are destined to be your partner, they are your divine counterpart. That is why no matter where you guys go, what you do in your lives, you will come back to each other. And I am being reminded of that. Have you guys heard of it? It is believed in some culture that divine counterparts are connected through this string, and so that's why no matter in which corner of the world they might be living, what they might be doing, they always find their way to each other through some or the other event or incident. And I see that happening here too. You don't really have to go out of your way to do anything about it. You do not have to go to their house every single day, maybe not even meet them, not even talk to them, but it'll happen. Strength also is confirming that this connection, its foundation is quite strong. And when I see strength over here with Impasse, and especially because we also have the Divine Masculine being present over there, somewhere it feels like whatever resentment or whatever anger or whatever bitterness you both are harboring at the moment towards each other, it's all very surface level. Deep down, there are genuine emotions. Deep down, it's just love. It's just like deep, nurturing feelings. And this anger, this resentment, all of that might only be out of ego. And so the big happy change, of course, would be this ego going for a spin, getting eliminated from the equation. With strength, I also feel like right now, both you and your counterpart are being assisted in your journeys, in your way back to each other. I'm also being told that these days their higher self has suddenly started talking to you a lot. So if you've been hearing their name a lot recently, or if you've been seeing them in your dreams recently, some kind of scenarios that you may be, it seems like some alternate reality, that's all their doing. I mean, the doing of their higher self. All right, so now through this deck, let's ask Spirit for some guidance for you, Group 1. This can be general guidance, or maybe you can apply these messages to your love life as well. Spirit, what guidance do you have for Group 1? What guidance do you have for Group 1? Okay, so the first card for you is Awakening Presence that says the universe is with you. Wear a cloak of protection and love. When I put 2 and 2 together, it seems like Spirit is saying that this connection is divinely protected, Group 1, so you really don't have much to worry about. And things will unfold the way they have to. And if I have to interpret this as a general guidance, perhaps I would say that have more faith in yourself while you're out there taking risks, doing your own thing, knowing that the universe has your back. And then we have increased awareness, deep connection, trust your inner voice. Wow. This brings me back to that point I was making earlier, guys, that if somewhere in your heart of hearts, you know that even though there is no proof right now, but you do feel like there is something still left between you and this person, trust that, because this indeed is a deep fated connection and you both will get back together. All right, so these are all the messages that I have for you right now, Group 1. If you like this reading, do give it a thumbs up. Let me know down in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're new over here and hit the bell icon when you do so. You can also follow me on Instagram for more tarot readings, and you can message me on Instagram, WhatsApp, or email to book a personal reading with me. You will find all those details in the pinned comment and description box. I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Hi, Group 2. If you guys chose commitment, first, let's find out whether or not you've already met your future spouse. So the cards that came out for you are wait and within the next few months. All right. From this, I'm getting 2 messages. I'm yet to see your oracle and tarot. But I do feel like your wait is coming to an end. So you've either been single for a very long time, or it's been a long time since you last dated someone, and you have been waiting for someone new to enter your life. You're wondering when your future spouse will come in your life, and it's going to happen within the next few months. And because it's few months, it's not many months, we're already in May, so I think you can expect for your future spouse to show up well within 2023 itself, thus putting an end to this wait of yours. And somewhere, I think within the next few months seems to be a very deliberate message for you, Group 2, because maybe you've been waiting for a very long time now, and you might almost be at your wit's end. Like, for how much longer do I have to wait? Every person that I date turns out to be, like one disaster story after the other. The card that you chose, commitment, it does tell me that you have been in serious relationships before, but probably nothing ever really did stick. In fact, commitment over here is also giving me another message for you, Group 2, that perhaps not all of you, but maybe some of you in the past have been very quick to jump into relationships with people, and then you guys maybe have regretted it later. So now not only are you being asked to wait it out, and not jump into relationships with the wrong people, because the right person, your divine counterpart, is just a few months away. Okay, let's take a look at your oracle cards now. So we have emotional freedom, abundance, and happy. All right. Maybe Spirit wants you to embody this energy over here with happy. In fact, if you look at this abundance card right here, one guy, he's freaking out, all right? But this other girl, she seems to be very calm, composed. So I think Spirit is trying to bring about a switch in your energy. Spirit is trying to bring about a change in your energy, how you are viewing the whole situation in your love life right now. And maybe the universe grew concerned that you were just sitting, wondering, waiting, panicking, worrying, and all those things. That's why perhaps it was needed, Group 2, that you see this line over here today, next few months. And before that happens, and this is where it gets important, with emotional freedom over here, weight, and the card that you have chosen for yourself, it seems like there has been a pattern with you, Group 2. I won't exactly label it as codependency right away, but it is highly likely that whenever you do get into a relationship with someone, they get the ultimate power to decide how you feel. You no longer remain in control of your emotions. Any action or any word of theirs has the power to absolutely change how the rest of your day is going to go. And so with emotional freedom over here, another message for you is that the person that's actually meant for you, your divine counterpart, they're going to let you be. You will be able to openly express yourself in front of them. You can just be who you are in front of them. There will be no judgment. You can be as quirky, as loud, as weird as you'd like. You do not have to live up to any perfect image as such, because your divine counterpart, your future spouse, will love you for just the way that you are. In fact, you've never been as happy with anybody else in the past as you're going to be with your future spouse. And with abundance over here, and again, when I compare these two characters, I do feel like once you do start hanging out with your future spouse, your view on a lot of things is going to change. Now, this does not mean that, your husband or your wife, they're trying to change you. You can say that they'll help you grow. Maybe right now you have very limiting beliefs or a very limited outlook towards things. They're going to help you expand. Within these next few months, when there is still time for your future spouse to come in your life, I think there are two areas, like I said, that you can work upon. A is keeping your emotions in your control and not really giving all of that power away to someone else. And B, learning how to stay happy with your own self. And this again creates a very powerful link with the commitment card over here, because it has been observed more often than not that people who are unable to, be happy in their own company, they have this constant need to be with someone else. All right. And that isn't a very good foundation for any new connection to start off from. So the only way that you can be genuinely happy with someone else is if you can first learn how to be happy all by yourself. In that process, you get to discover yourself, you get to know yourself better, you tap into your emotions better. And with that comes a certain degree of freedom, which Spirit is advising you to get. Okay, let's take a look at your tarot cards now. So we have the Queen of Cups, Knight of Swords, and the Nine of Cups. Knight of Swords is a very fast moving energy. So this again is good news for you, Group 2, that there really isn't much time left before your future spouse comes in your life. But then look at this. The Knight of Swords is coming, but whom is he coming towards? He's coming towards the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups is a very grounded, calm, emotionally mature entity. All right, I mean that is how she's described. And with happy over here in Queen of Cups, like she's having fun, she's strumming her musical instrument, she seems to be having a nice time. And in happy too, this girl, she's sitting, she's playing with stars and rainbows and giggling, and it's a very positive energy. This is the energy you've got to be in if you want to make things quicker. Take it as a guidance. Sometimes people come and ask, what can I do to attract my future spouse? What can I do to speed things up? Well, in your case, Group 2, this seems to be a pretty direct guidance that if you do want to speed things up, although they do, already do seem to be pretty much on the fast track, learn how to be happy on your own. And with Queen of Cups over here, in fact, if you can, for the next few months, focus your attention towards things such as nurturing your inner child, self-love, taking out time for yourself, investing in, some nice skincare routine or self-care routine. Do all those things. And look, here's the thing. Everybody's idea of a self-care routine does not necessarily have to be sitting and writing a journal and sipping a cup of coffee, and not everybody's skincare routine has to be 10 steps or 5 steps. Do whatever you feel like. All right? If for you self-care means, wrapping yourself up in a nice warm blanket and binge watching something, do that. If your idea of self-care is finally taking out some time to read your favorite book, then that's what you do. Another good news for you over here with 9 of Cups is that your future spouse is pretty much the answer to all your prayers and hopes and wishes, because 9 of Cups is a card of wish fulfillment. And the message that I'm getting for you, Group 2, is that this is something beyond what it is that you're wishing for. It's greater than that. It's as if you had been wishing to get a job that pays you, let's say 10,000 something, but then the job that you actually get, the company that actually hires you is willing to pay you 50,000. All right. So this is better than your expectation, better than your imagination. That is the kind of person who's entering your life. And like I said, it's all on time. You might be thinking that I've been waiting for such a long time and everything is getting delayed, but really it isn't. Because there is a very clear guidance in your cards, this also tells us that these can be the potential problem areas too. And that is why you're being asked, to work on them while you still have time before your future spouse comes. Because if you do not work on these 2 areas, once you do get into a committed relationship with your future spouse, these things can keep popping up, that you're always wanting to be around them, or you get restless when they're not around you, or your mood starts getting affected because of their words or their actions. And we don't none of that crap to get repeated, right? So that's why. Okay, now let's ask Spirit for some guidance for you. Now this can be general guidance, or this can be guidance that you can apply to your love life as well. Spirit, what guidance do you have for 2? What guidance do you have? What guidance do you have to Spirit? Okay, so the first card for you is Voice of Truth, which says, stand strong, focus on your purpose, release the fear of persecution, and speak your truth. Now, when I put this together with emotional freedom, things are pretty clear now that the problem that perhaps you used to encounter in your previous committed relationships, Group 2, was that you would often try to change yourself to win the approval of your partner. When it says over here fear of persecution, it seems as if you were very, very worried about what your partner would think of you, how would they perceive you, what would their judgment be of you, what if they don't like the way that I look when I wake up in the morning, and things like that. It can be anything, right? But over here with Voice of Truth, just be yourself. Not just because your future spouse is about to come in your life, otherwise also be as authentic as you can. And then we have Focused Intention, which says, think about what you desire, set your sights high, expect the best possible outcome. This makes so much sense over here with 9 of Cups. It's like Spirit is giving you a double confirmation that ask and you shall receive. In fact, you'll receive better than what it is that you're asking for. So that is fantastic. So these are all the messages that I have for you right now, Group 2. If you like this reading, do give it a thumbs up. Let me know down in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're new over here, and hit the bell icon when you do so. You can also follow me on Instagram for more tarot readings, and you can message me on Instagram, WhatsApp, or email to book a personal reading with me. You'll find all those details in the pinned comment and description box. I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Hi, Group 3. If you guys chose the Soulmates card, first let's find out whether or not you've already met your future spouse. So the cards that came out for you are Remain Positive and A Year From Now. All right. Some of you were almost about to pick Group 2, but then you picked Group 3, which makes sense. Their wait is almost about to get over. You guys have to wait out a little bit longer. But, okay, here's the thing. With Remain Positive, I feel like there are some of you who are almost on the verge of giving up on the whole idea of love and marriage and relationships, and heck, even soulmates and things like that. But Spirit is saying, look, maybe you've never found love till date, or maybe you've had some bad experiences in the name of love. But don't stop believing in it, all right? remain positive because your future spouse is about to come in your life, and I don't think you've met them yet. With a year from now, in 2024 is when you'll be 2024 is when you'll be meeting your future spouse for a lot of you, but of course this is a general reading, so it can happen sooner than that for the rest of you. And heck, maybe some of you are already in a happy relationship with someone. Who knows? I mean, you did pick soulmate, so if you are already in a relationship with someone and you're very happy with them, maybe in a year from now you guys get married to each other. That might be a possibility. All right, coming back to the singles. It seems to me that sometimes you've started faking your smile. That's a very specific message that I just heard, group 3. But I feel like you guys have started to fake your happiness just so that nobody else around you can get a whiff of how worried you are. Because you do seem to be under an awful lot of stress regarding your love life. And the thing is that I'm being told that it gets triggered. Your worry about the future of your love life gets triggered each time you get the information or get the news that someone whom you know is getting married. Whether it is some colleague of yours, whether it is some friend of yours from school or college, the moment you open Instagram or whatever and you see somebody's engagement news or pictures of proposals, it's almost as if it takes away all the energy from you, and for a minute you space out, you go blank, and you're like, okay, that's another person getting married. I wonder when the hell is that going to happen with me? And again, this is where it gets interesting, because I'm not seeing any restless energy as such in you. I'm not seeing you being like super impatient or anything as such. It's just a lot of wondering and wishing, and like I said, almost on the verge of giving up hope that I'm picking up on your energy. But Spirit is saying, do not lose hope. You've waited perhaps for a long time, and it's just a matter of 12 months more. And like I said, it can be lesser than that too. It's like everything in your body, your mind, your ego, all of them might be saying it's a lost cause, nothing can happen, I'm going to remain single forever. I'll be the bridesmaid in everybody else's wedding, but don't know if I'll get an opportunity, to host a wedding of my own. But it will happen. And when I look at this card a year from now, it seems like there are forces all around you who are conspiring to make this happen. There are forces at play over here that are bringing you in a union with your soulmate, with your future spouse. All right, let's take a look at your tarot cards now. So we have yin yang, grief, and blessed. Some of you are still mourning the loss of a previous connection. All right. Now, sometimes you might think that, oh no, that's not the case, I've moved on, or whatever else it might be. But some of you, of course, might have actually moved on. But a lot of you with grief over here are still holding on to memories of the past, which you should drop now. All right. Bury the past, move on. Because, and I'm not saying that this is definitely the cause, but I mean, of course, this is a very heavy energy over here. And yesterday, obviously I remember, I posted this video about what is blocking your manifestation. You can watch that if you haven't. And especially if with Blessed over here and the way that she's sitting in this prayer pose, if it is a lover that you've been manifesting for, if it is your future spouse that you've been manifesting for, then maybe what is blocking this manifestation is the fact that you're still in between worlds. You're still missing your ex, or dreaming about your ex, or thinking about reconciling with them. But then when it comes to your manifestation time, you're like, oh, I want someone new, I want my future spouse. So it's basically sending mixed signals out in the universe, right? And somewhere with grief over here and yin yang, I think yin yang Spirit is being very clear with their message, group 3, that whoever it is that you're crying over, they're actually not worth crying over, A, and B, they are not your divine counterpart. Because if you can honestly ask yourself this question, when, even for a brief minute, did you feel like you guys were on the same page, or that there was a lot of great, great passion or great compatibility between you guys? Because it just wasn't. there could have been some give and take, but was it equal? Was there reciprocity? Was there any respect? Or were you just abandoned and left to cry and wipe your own tears? No explanation, outright ghosting even for some of you. So if you're sitting and waiting for your ex to come back, don't do that, because then you're basically coming in the way of your own blessings, right? Another thing over here with blessed is that your future spouse and you, that particular connection, that particular relationship, it's just going to be a windfall of abundance for both you and for your spouse. Plus, with yin yang being your opening card for this spread, group 3, I mean, this is as divine counterpart it gets, you and your spouse. You both might be very different from each other, looks-wise, personality-wise, nature-wise, habits-wise, likes and dislikes. All those things might be different, but despite that, you and your spouse will blend in beautifully. You will gel well with each other. I mean, in fact, I'm even being told power couple. And I'm also being told with soulmates over here and yin yang that you guys will love to do things together. Whether it is going out or whether it is staying in and doing stuff, you'll just love each other's company. You'll feel a lot of peace in each other's company. When you were with that ex of yours, ask yourself, take a moment and ask yourself, how did you feel? Were you always, did it always feel like you were walking on eggshells? Were you always worried about not disappointing them? Or were you always very, calm and composed and relaxed that, this is it. Nothing can go wrong. What was it? Because grief over here tells me that it was more of heavy toxic emotions than calm and nice and good emotions. Your blessings are waiting for you on the other side of this. All right, and the sooner that you can realize that, the better it will be. So if you have to let go of someone once and for all, do that, because in a year from now, the person that's actually meant for you is about to enter. And of course, when they're knocking at your door, when they're ringing the doorbell, we do not want you to still be peeping out of your window to see whether the ex is coming or not, right? Okay, let's take a look at your tarot cards. So we have the Knight of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles, and the Seven of Pentacles. Now look at this. Just compare the Knight of Pentacles and King of Pentacles. I'm not shaming the Knight of Pentacles. If we have to talk about each card separately, everyone's got their own plus points. But if I talk about your scenario and what's going on in your life right now, group 3, it seems to me that you're crying over someone who isn't even on the same level as you, when what's in store for you is the bloody King of Pentacles himself. Someone who's very sure of themselves, they know what they bring to the table, they're ready for commitment, they're looking for a proper, serious, long-term relationship. They'll be very straightforward with you right from the get-go about their intentions. And most importantly, they will respect you, they will nurture you, they will care for you, they will value you. And they will not waste their time in doing any of these things. Moving slowly can't always be an excuse for everything. I'm just not sure. I just don't know. I need time. That can't be an excuse for everything. In fact, it's quite possible over here with grief that while your connection with your ex was getting over, you might have asked them a particular question over and over and over and again that, will we ever reconcile? Or will you talk to me? Will you call me? Will you do this? Will you do that? And each time they might have just either dodged your questions like bullets, or they might have come up with lame answers like just shrugged their shoulders in a very callous manner and said, I don't know. And like I said, that's a very bullshit excuse, and you do not deserve that. And it's very clear over here with Knight of Pentacles and King of Pentacles. In fact, with the Knight of Pentacles, when you were with that ex of yours, initially you might have felt that, they have a lot of potential to grow. And especially if this is someone whom you used to date when you were very young, you might have felt like, there's a lot of potential. I can see this connection going somewhere. I can totally imagine myself marrying this person. But then here's the thing. You grew up, but they didn't. You matured, but they didn't. You got elevated, but they didn't. Right? So you cannot sit and cry for someone who isn't even on the same level as you anymore. Right? So if you have to wait for the King of Pentacles. Do not sit and cry over the Knight of Pentacles. And with Seven of Pentacles over here, this again is a confirmation that it's going to take some time. With a year from now, it's most likely going to happen in 2024. That is when you will be meeting the person that's actually meant for you, your spouse. So if you have to take another month, another year, I mean, to work on your healing, to actively try to move on, do that. And look, healing is never linear, all right? You cannot just wake up a week from now and say, oh, I'm fully healed now. It'll keep on happening. It might keep coming and going in phases, but that's okay. All right, at least try to let go of this person completely first. Eliminate them from your energy. Okay, now let's ask Spirit for some guidance for you. Now this can be general guidance or... Okay, I'm being asked to tell you that this year's July might also be significant for when you meet your future spouse. Okay, so this guidance, guys, can be general or it can be guidance for your love life. Spirit, what guidance do you have for group 3? What guidance do you have for group 3, Spirit? What guidance do you have for group 3? Oh, we've got extra messages for you. But look at this first though. Remember when I said that you got elevated, you grew, you got mature, but they didn't? See, it says over here soul expansion. Your consciousness is expanding. You understand the connection between all things. So you evolved, but the person that you're missing, they didn't. And you cannot spend the rest of your life with someone who won't keep up with you, right? Then we have Cloak of Wisdom. You already know the answer you seek. Trust what you know. So this is interesting. Maybe deep down, you already know that you're crying over the wrong person and that they're not the one for you. But perhaps you have a hard time convincing yourself to believe that. And then we have Heart Awakening, which says, awaken to acceptance and divine love. Give and receive in balance. Was your connection with the past person in balance? Was there any reciprocity? Was the effort equal from both ends, or was it just you trying to harbor the entire burden of the relationship? What's in store for you is divine love, all right? Your divine connection, your future spouse, your divine counterpart, but you have to be accepting of that blessing, you know. So that is why it is very important for you to move on from your past now. All right, so these are all the messages that I have for you, group 3. If you like this reading, do give it a thumbs up. Let me know down in the comment section below. If you're new to my channel, please don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon when you do so. If you want to watch more tarot readings from me, you can do so on Instagram. And if you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can do that by messaging me on Instagram, WhatsApp, or my email. You'll find all those details in the pinned comment and description box. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.